University of Arkansas is so proud to be part of the Fayetteville community.
I think when people think of Arkansas, they don't necessarily think of diversity, but here in Northwest Arkansas, it's incredibly diverse.
I was definitely shocked kind of the first time I came here. Just there's so much like blending of cultures. It's just beautiful to see.
It really goes to show that we do prioritize inclusion here in the university, and we're making strides along that road.
My name is Charles Robinson. I am the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas. I will have over 32,000 students in September. I've got 5,000 faculty and staff. I've got, hundreds of thousands of alums. I think that I'm in a place to help a lot of people, and I'm very, very appreciative of that.
Half of this floor is the Multicultural Center. This is where I like to hang out. This is where I've met a lot of friends.
So my name's Sherjeel Naeem. I am a cross-cultural education mentor, or CCM for short for the cross-cultural mentor. Essentially what we do is that we are the first friends for a lot of the international students that come here. We're the ones that show them around campus. We try to acclimate them here to life at the university, to life in America in general, because for a lot of them, this is the first time that they've ever been to America.
We don't want students to be alone or isolate or feel isolated. We want people to know that they are valued, they are welcomed, and they belong at the University of Arkansas.
My family are immigrants from Pakistan, both of my parents, and talking to my parents growing up about their struggles, integrating here, finding a place for themselves here, I can understand where all of these international students are coming from whenever they talk to us about their worries, about their concerns, about their fear of not finding a place for themselves here at the university, here in Arkansas, here in America. And that was probably the biggest reason why I decided to become a cross-cultural mentor. It's a sort of a way to honor my parents, because I know that if they had an opportunity like this where they could have been aided by people like me and people like the other CCMs, they would have loved it, they would have treasured it.
Really, Sherjeel is like the cross-cultural mentor to me, and it's just always so excited to meet new students and to like create that sense of welcome for them, and really that first point of interaction.
Everything that I've been doing here at the University of Arkansas is essentially a foundation, a stepping stone for what I would like to do with the rest of my career, with the rest of my future endeavors.
The University of Arkansas cares deeply about having a campus community that embraces everyone.
If I ever need like patience or guidance, or just like I need perseverance, I pray to God to guide me. He's probably the first person that I talk to. This mosque was built upon the request of Muslim students that had lobbied the university to be able to provide a space for them and to be able to make this building for them. And it shows that the university cares about including the perspectives of the various different faith communities here.
We have programming that tries to connect students from different cultures, different backgrounds, where students can create them and find community, that as they define community.
I helped found the Arkansas Interfaith Coalition, the AIC. We try to build bridges between the different religious communities here on campus, and we try to work against a lot of the ignorance and prejudice that there may be against people from different religious backgrounds. Education is probably the greatest tool to combat ignorance, and that was our main goal.
So this is just the inside of the masjid. We call it masjid in Arabic, of the mosque.
The mosque and me and the rest of the Muslim community here, we strive to, not only just stay within our little niche that we have right here. We try to do outreach, we try to connect others, and we try to serve others, because I can't truly call myself a Muslim if I don't do that, if I don't serve others. The literal meaning of Muslim, Muslim is an Arabic word. It translates to someone who submits themselves to God, And so when we submit ourselves to God, not only do we follow like the bare practices like praying and fasting and whatnot, right? But also seeing God in every person, understanding that the divine resides within the heart of every human being.
I completely and very sincerely value Sherjeel and others like him who are working to help students find community on this campus because they care deeply about others and they want other people to have the same feeling and experience about the university that they do. So, I mean, go Hogs. That's what I'm going to say about that, because that's what Hogs do. We help and support one another and make sure everyone has as much as we can give them to be successful.
It allows me to be more connected to my faith, I would say. It allows me to be more connected to the Muslim community in general, because I think a lot of people forget how closely intertwined religion and culture are. And so being able to observe that while being away from my family, it's really nice. It gives me a sense of, it increases that sense of belonging.